guys, it's Alicia here from We Did 3, back with another cycle update. I know this cycle update looks a lot different than my previous ones, and that's because this is kind of a lazy Sunday. I intended to film like I regularly do and get all set up and everything, but today was just kind of crazy busy. We're getting ready to go out of the country later this week to Mexico for a trip to go on vacation, and we're just kind of wrapping up a couple house projects before we leave. So today was mostly about that, and we served at church today, and the sermon was longer than it usually is, so it took a lot longer than I anticipated. So I kind of ran out of time, and now it's late, and now I just need to film something to put up for tomorrow. So it's Sunday night. It is cycle day. Let me check. Let's find out what cycle day it is, because I am not counting anymore. I know that it's 6 DPO, and it is cycle day 39 for me. So I do have about, 10 at least, no, 8 more days left before I should expect to see Aunt Flo arriving. And so far, basically, if you watched last week's video, you know that I have ovulated. I did end up ovulating, yay, on cycle day 33. So I really had a late ovulation, and now I'm just in my 2-week wait, and I'm about 6 days in, and I'm already going crazy, so that's awesome. I cannot remember. It was November probably the last time I actually had a 2-week wait, and in that time I totally forgot how terrible they are. I am going crazy. I just can't, it gets to a point where you just can't ignore your body, and it's like doing all these things. I also haven't had true PMS since November, so that's also really hard too, because I'm symptom spotting, but I'm also oh, is that PMS? Is that normally what I have for PMS? And I can't remember. So yeah, I mean, I'm 6 DPO, I'm about halfway through my 2-week wait, and I am just really ready to be done with it, for sure. And I think that's about it. As far as symptoms that I've been having, I'm pretty sure that they are PMS symptoms. They're definitely from my progesterone level rising. I can tell right now that that's kind of what's happening. The last few days, probably since starting cycle day 3, late in cycle day 3, 4, 5, and now 6, I have had some twingy, off and on cramps or pain in my uterus, and that's been kind of the one thing I've noticed so far. The other thing I've noticed is that my digestion is not going very well. I just am not feels not like my normal self, and that's unusual for me, so I just kind of have noticed that. Other things I've noticed, I have had some tenderness in my chest, but not enough that I'm oh, that's a big deal. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I have had a little bit more trouble sleeping, and again, I think most of this is just from the rise of naturally occurring progesterone in my body, because it's been forever since it's been natural progesterone instead of Provera, synthetic progesterone. So far, my temperatures have stayed nice and high, so that's great, and that's how I confirmed that, yes, I did ovulate. Besides the fact that, my OPK was positive last Sunday, I did find out that, over the course of this week, since it stayed high, my temperature has, I can confirm that I did ovulate, which is awesome. However, the cycle I got pregnant last year, I did have a very noticeable implantation dip on cycle day 5, and now cycle day 5 has came and gone again, and I did not have one this cycle. And I know that cycle day 5 is really early for an implantation dip to occur, but since it happened in my last one, I'm kind of does that mean that I'm out for this month? Is it always going to be cycle day 5 if I ever get pregnant again? I don't know. I'm kind of looking for it, because my body did do that last time, kind of hoping that it'll be a sign that maybe for whatever cycle works that happens, but it could not, and that it would be okay too. I don't know. It's one thing that I'm looking out for that I haven't seen yet. So yeah, otherwise my temperatures look great, really high, and I'm just waiting. It's a 2-week wait. What else are you gonna do? I mentioned during last week's video that I will be in Mexico probably when I am taking my first pregnancy test. I don't know if that's true. I probably will take a very early one on Thursday of this week. And that is because if I am pregnant, I would like to know the day before we leave so that I can call my doctor's office and get a prescription for progesterone suppositories before we leave. I feel really strongly about the fact that I will really want them for my next pregnancy. I think that it was an underlying cause maybe for my miscarriage my first time around, and I don't have any evidence to support that because no one ever checked it, but I do believe based on my family history and because I have had one miscarriage, it would make me feel better, and I know there's no harm in doing it. So I am going to hold my ground on that, and I am going to, next time I get pregnant, call my doctor right away and ask for it. So it would be nice to know if I were pregnant this cycle on Thursday before we leave. That way I can call and get one. So my first pregnancy test of this cycle will be at 10 DPO, which will be Thursday. Or is that 11? Today's 6, tomorrow's 7, Tuesday's 8, Wednesday's 9, Thursday's 10. So it will be 10 DPO when I take my first test. My first pregnancy, I didn't receive a positive pregnancy test, not a clear positive, until cycle day 14. And that was clear only like after the fact, knowing a little bit more about pregnancy tests. It wasn't like blaringly positive until the 15 DPO. So I don't know if I will ever test positive on that day, and I don't know if I'll test positive early ever, or if it will always be like a later thing for me. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I will take one on Thursday, and I will probably film it, and I don't know if I'll live upload it right after or if I'll wait a little while. I'll probably wait and compile it with the later one that I take, and the later one that I take will probably be at 14 DPO, and that'll be when we are in Mexico. So those are my plans for live pregnancy tests and when I will upload them. So hopefully the next update you're watching will be like have answers from my pregnancy test. I didn't realize that, but it's true. The next cycle update I do should have answers of whether AF showed or whether I got a positive pregnancy test. So that's actually really exciting. I didn't think about that. And we'll just kind of see. I wish I had more information for you guys, but that's also why I'm not doing a huge video this week, because you know the info. It's pretty much the same. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a like, a comment, a thumbs up. Please tell me, what do you do during the 2-week wait when you're driving yourself crazy? I can't stop. I'm like Googling symptoms and like watching other people's charts of like, oh, what did yours look like when you were pregnant? I can't stop myself. I am like on a rampage of symptom spotting, and I need to stop. Besides the fact that I've attacked my house as far as like just going after it with house projects, I need to slow down. Like I need to do some other things to totally distract me. So let me know what you guys have done, and I'll see you next week. Bye!